All right, in studio, Vincent Alvarez, President, Central Labor Council. Brother, welcome to the show.
Great to be here, Chris.
Before we get into the charge, the mission that God put you here, right? Because we do His work. You know, it's hard.
Absolutely.
You come out of what local in Union?
IBW Local 3.
Who are they?
Who are they? We all know who they are.
The biggest local union in the country.
They do great. They do great work. I'm very proud to be a member of theirs still to this day.
What did you do with them?
I worked in the maintenance division in street light and traffic light maintenance with them for 17 years before I made my ascension and move over to the Central Labor Council back in 2007. I've been up there now 8 years.
Wow. So that means you got in a bucket and went up and made sure the lights work.
Sure.
So when people are flying into New York and they're seeing the brightness, the center of the world, the crossroads of the world, they saw your labor for many years.
They have great workers out there doing that job every day and night, and they keep the city moving and they keep it well lit.
Great. You know, the Utility Labor Council, great state of New York, is opposing a bill that will put street lamps in the property of the utility companies, and I totally agree with that. I'd rather have a gal like you working on those and giving it to some utility boss, you know.
Well-lit streets are a precursor to safe streets.
That's right.
We need to make sure that we have them out there.
That's right. So the cops, the firefighters,
absolutely,
all the other trades, all the other crafts, is because of your labor. They were able to get the job done, huh? Oh. Do you miss it? You missed your tools?
We miss the guys, but fortunately, we still stay in touch with them. And I have a great group of people which I work with now up at the Central Labor Council from a diverse group of unions, from public sector unions, private sector unions, and construction trade unions.
So tell us about a council. I mean, it seems like almost an impossible job. Is it possible to bring together the trades, the healthcare, the crafts, and low-wage workers and retail together and work on one mission? Is that possible?
It is, and the mission here is to create good jobs with adequate pay, dignity, and safety in the job place, in particular in the construction industry. But as we've seen the attack on working people really accelerate over the past 30 years in this country, I think now more than ever we can come together and coalesce about creating jobs, good jobs. We believe the best jobs are union jobs, and we want to keep continuously fight for them, whether it be at the city level or at the state level.
Commonality, I talk about that a lot. I mean, how proud are you when I picked up, I believe it was the Daily News, or I forget where, Brian, and we remember where we read that Gary LaBarbera and the Building and Construction Trades Council is coming out in support of the low-wage fast food workers. I mean, why?
Well, we're all in the same fight together.
Okay.
And the fight is to lift the floor, okay, for all working people through the fight for higher minimum wages, like now the construction trades and other folks in the union movement are doing, but also to raise the ceiling through collective bargaining rights and making sure that those good jobs are available to all working people throughout this city and throughout the country.
Right.
We know that 60 million people today would join unions today if they had the opportunity, so we want to make sure that opportunity is there for them.
Great, and I hope that people who have questions, they can go right to nycclc.org. Right?
.org, absolutely. We have a Facebook page, so they should absolutely reach out and visit our page and visit us and get involved.
And we also have a page on ucommradio.com/organize, ways if workers have questions about what it takes to become union, to organize a union, they should go there. Let's talk about some stuff that you're working on right now.
Well, look, on the public sector side, we got a lot of contracts done over the past 16 months with Mayor de Blasio. We're very proud of that.
All right.
We have more that still need to get done, and we're going to continue to work on those contracts that are still outstanding. We do have some issues, in particular, Vision Zero, this law that's been in place that we support in the labor movement because we think it's a good law and it helps keep our streets safer by protecting pedestrians. But there's a provision of it which unfairly targets bus operators in particular. We've had 6 bus operators arrested over the past year under this law. So we want to make sure that these bus operators who are driving literally hundreds of millions of miles through these streets moving people, that they're protected.
So Vision Zero does what? What is it? What's that law say?
Well, there's Vision Zero is a program that the mayor has been behind, that we support him. That does a lot of things in order to protect pedestrians. But there's a provision of a law that says that bus operators who have to, by by virtue of the job that they do, and we all know, as we see bus operators drive through the streets of the city every day. They have these tremendous buses, which we know have blind spots on. They're extraordinarily professional bus operators, but they also at times have to operate in a manner which takes them through crosswalks or rights of way. We all know it. Because we walk the streets, we drive the streets in the city, and now these bus operators are being, we feel, unfairly targeted because they're doing the jobs that they've been taught to do in the manner which they've been told, and at times these tragic accidents take place. But they are now, not only is it a traffic infraction, but it's automatically a misdemeanor, and they've been arrested on site, 6 of them, locked up.
So they don't purposely hit somebody, like a tourist looking up at a tall building is just like in love with the center of the world, and a boss caps them or hits them, and they get arrested right away? Is that what's happening?
There have been 6 out of the 21 arrests have been bus operators.
Oh, my God.
And we feel that that's a real tragedy. So these folks, as we said, are going out there and they're doing their job every single day in a very, very, very difficult city to drive a bus around.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
And so we just want to make sure that we're saying that, hey, Vision Zero is a good law, but at the same token, we have to look at it and make sure that we pass common sense provisions that are going to protect bus drivers that right now are being unfairly targeted.
Now, what union, to the Ucomm Radio Nation listening right now, what union is like really leading the charge on that you're giving assistance to?
The Transport Workers Union Local 100.
Oh, okay.
And the Amalgamated Transit Union are both affected here, and we're working with those folks to make sure that...
My hockey team played Local 100. They killed us 6-2, then 9-2 the following week, and they're just a classy organization, but number 24, I'm coming at you.
And
number
they
40.
Play hockey as well as they drive buses.
I tell you, they really kicked our butt. We know you're listening to Local 100. Work safe, brothers and sisters. Tell me a little bit about the building trades. And we had Gary LaBarbera in a couple weeks, and we also had last week the firefighters, uniformed firefighters guy, about these buildings that are being built non-union, which scares the crap out of me.
It should scare most people around the city. If you look around the skyline of New York City, we see the work of some of the most professional, skilled construction trade unions in and around this city, and it's been done for years in this city with the unionized construction unions of the building trades. And now, unfortunately, we see a trend moving towards a lot of non-union construction. Unsafe jobs, a lot of wage theft taking place in these jobs. A lot of bad things are going on in these jobs. So we want to make sure that we create not only good jobs, but careers, jobs that lead to careers in safe work conditions.
Okay. Now, let's say you're a guy or gal in the trades right now, and you're listening, and you see a job that's going non-union. Is there a protocol? Are they supposed to make a call? Are they supposed to talk to the workers about the union advantage, about the union difference? I mean, what recommendations do you have to these guys and gals?
Well, look, what we need to do is make sure that the workers, whether they be in unionized local unions of the building trades or non-union work sites, that we're communicating with each other. Because as I said earlier, 60 million workers today that work in different fields, including the construction industry, would join unions if they have the opportunity. These jobs tend to be unsafer, paying lesser wages, which is not good for our economy, and we got to make sure that we're standing up not only for quality construction, safe construction, but good jobs in the city.
Okay. So what else? Because we only have a few more minutes before we got to do Twitter, but would you stick around after Twitter as we welcome Stuart Applebaum from the Retail Wholesale Department Store Union?
Absolutely.
You'll do that? Okay, so what last but not least, certainly not least, Vin, what can the Ucomm Radio Nation, people listening to the show right now, do to help the New York City Central Labor Council create a better city for all working people?
They need to make sure that they are standing up in their communities, in their workplace, and in this fight, not only for jobs, but good jobs which lead to careers, higher levels of pay and benefits for working people who are out there doing all that they can to keep this city moving every single day.
All right. How do you think we're doing here at Ucomm Radio?
Doing a great job, of course.
We're trying, brother. You know,
you got to keep it up.
This corporate radio, it's rough. It's rough around here. Were they nice to you when you guys came in?
We're going to keep this fight up.
All right, Vincent Alvarez, New York City Central Labor Council, giving us a raving endorsement.